Hi guys, welcome to Code Decode. So today we are going to start with the streams and parallel streams concept. So let's get started. So the first question that will arise is what are streams? So this is the very first thing we should understand about streams. So what are streams? So when we want to process the bulk objects of a collection, then we should go for stream concept. So too much of theory, let me give you some demonstration for that. So this is the stream demo. So now I have a use case. If I want to fetch all objects from the collections of a list or the array list whose value is greater than or equal to 15, then what we will be if you don't have streams, what you would be have done, what you would be doing, you would have actually created one method which takes the array list as an argument. Then for that, each element in that argument, which is of type integer, you would have checked whether it is greater than or equal to 15. If it is yes, then you would have added to the new array list that you have created and you would have returned it. Then where you have fetched it from there, for each element in the new array list that you have returned from this method, you would have printed that particular onto the console to find out, or you have done some operations onto it. So this is what we were doing when streams were not there. So when we run this particular thing, we can see that 15 is greater than equal to 15. Yes, the condition is there. Hence, the new array list does do have the 15 as an element. If we had 25, the 25 is again greater than equal to 15, so no issues. But 5 is not greater than equal to 15. Hence, the new array list does not contain 5 as an element. Hence, the for loop doesn't print it. So simple, the very simple logic. Now with streams, how all of this code is reduced. So we will be going to see this here. So let me comment this for you. Now let me start with the streams concept for you. Okay. So I've done nothing, but I've created my new array list here. There, what I'm trying to do is the existing array list. I'm taking the existing array list dot stream. This is you are creating a stream, then filtering, then collect. Don't think this much. I'm going to cover each and everything what I've written here, the filter, the collect, the stream, everything. But you can see that with stream, if you want to process each element of a particular array list, you can take that as an input, you can perform some operation, you can collect it to another list, and you can from that particular you can print it all. So let me run that. Okay, just a second. I've by default removed that also. Let me run this for you. Yes, now again the output is same, 15 and 25. So what it is taking, I'm actually creating a stream, or we are creating a stream on the collection object. With that, I'm filtering out my objects which are greater than equal to 15. Once they are filtered out, you need to store it into something, right? So this is like just filtering out, then you are collecting it to another list, my new array list, and then for each element which is new array list, which is created only after processing, which is greater than equal to 15, you are printing that particular thing. So if you are not able to understand these two lines of code, please don't put a head into it. Just give me some time. I'll explain each and everything, the processing of string, the configuration of stream, everything. So this is how these multiple lines of code are reduced to just 2 lines of code when it comes to stream. So this is the power of streams for you. Okay, so now let's get back to theory. Now you will be able to understand it better. So if you want to process the bulk objects or every object of a collection, then you should go for stream. So I want to filter each and every element of a collection which is array list, then go for stream. It is a way to operate on collection in Java 8. So what is stream? It is a way to operate on collection objects. It is a special iterator class. So what iterator do? It iterates on the particular collection. So this is again an iterator. It iterates on each and every element and filter out only those elements which is greater than equal to 15. So it's a special iterator that allows you to process collection of objects in a functional manner. So what is functional manner? So if you can see, this is lambda expression, this is a functional interfaces. So this in a functional manner, if you want to do something in an object oriented language called as Java, you want to iterate over collection objects, then the stream is the thing that you want to use for your particular requirement. So I've given you an example where you want to fetch all objects from the collections whose value is greater than or equal to 15. If you have any doubt in just what stream is all about, please let me know in the comment section. I'll again explain it to you very clearly. So let me quickly move ahead. Now the next question that may arise to you in an interview is what is the difference between the streams which was introduced in Java 1.8 and java.io.stream. So even initially I was confused, why do you need streams if you have java.io streams, but I found that it's very different things. The streams that were introduced in Java 8 is something related to collections. We have seen, right, the collections. But in java.io.stream, the stream is nothing but a sequence of characters or the binary data which is used to write to a file or read from a file. So if you remember, if I'm expecting this much that you understand that java.io.stream is nothing but a sequence or bytes. When you want to write something to a text file, then you use stream. You use stream to write something to a text file or to read something from a text file. That is java.io.stream. But what was introduced in Java 1.8 streams was nowhere related to text files or the binary data. It's all related to collections. So whenever you are writing something to a file or reading something from a file, go for Java IO streams. But when you want to process all the elements of a collection, then go for Java 8 streams concept. So simple, very simple difference. It's nowhere related to files, right? So hence, if we need to perform some operations on collection, go for streams. If you want to write something to a file or read something from a text file, go for java.io.stream. Simple. Next, what is the difference between streams and collection? So I've already covered this concept for you. When you want to operate on every element of a collection, then go for stream. But what is collection? Collection is nothing but a collection of similar type or homogeneous or heterogeneous types of data. So to represent a group of collection as a single entity, then we should go for collection concept. If you want to represent group of integers together, you can go for array list of integer type. So this is a simple collection. But when you want to perform bulk operation on the all object of a collection, then go for streams. Next question that may arise to is the very simple thing, right? How can you create a stream? Simple, very simple question. How can you create a stream? So it is a very simple way to create a stream. So first of all, stream works on collection object. So on collection object, if you call the stream method, you will get a stream object. So this is a very simple way to create a stream. So if that is clear, on a collection object, just call the stream method, you will get a stream object. Now once you get the stream object, you can do two things to it. You should configure your stream, like what operation do you want to perform on your stream, and then process that particular configured stream. So when it comes to stream, .stream method will create a stream for you. On that particular stream, you can configure your stream and process your stream. So for configuration of stream, we will require two ways. We have map and filter. So the next question is, how do you filter the stream objects? Say suppose I have 10 objects. I want to filter only those objects which are even. So how will you do that? On the collection object, first you will create a stream. So this is very important. Create a stream first. Then only you can apply various processing or configuration on the stream. So create a stream, then filter only those objects whose are even. Simple as that. I've covered this particular thing. This is lambda expression. This particular thing is functional interfaces. This is the creation of stream, and whole will return you the stream which contains the only those values which are even in nature. So this is very simple. I hope this is clear to you. Let me give you a demonstration for this now. For the filter demo, let me create an array list for you which is containing three things: 15, 25 and 52. Now first let me create a stream for you. Then let me please filter it only those values which are even. That is, I percentile 2 should be equal to 0. This makes sure that only those items will be filtered out who are even. So can you tell me 15 is even? No. 25 is even? No. Only 52 is even? Yes. So when I create an array list here, I create a stream. So in stream I have three objects. Now I'm going to filter only those. So first time I will be 15. So 15 percentile 2 equal to 0? No. So the stream will, this particular S stream will not contain 15 as an element. 25, no. 52 percentile 2 equal to 7, yes. So my new stream S will contain only 52 and not 15 and 25 because they are not even. So now what I'm trying to do is, for that particular stream that I've created, please print all the objects of that particular stream. So I'm expecting not 15, not 25, just 52. Let me run this for you. Yes, I got what I was expecting. Only 52 is my answer. Now let me quickly reduce it from 2 line to just 1 line. Let me create a stream for you. Now let me just do computation part. Let me just do for each, and then I should just copy this, and this is one single line thing for you. Let me comment this for you. Now let me run this. Shall I get the same answer? Yes, I get the same answer, 52. Very simple thing. I've not done anything. I've written it in 2 lines to make you understand how it works. But this is as simple and as good as 1 line. You are taking one array list here. You are creating or opening a stream for you here. Now the stream contains 3 digits for you, 3 numbers for you, 15, 25 and 52. Now you are filtering out only those numbers which are even. And then once you have filtered out, you have got one stream. This was clear from the first line itself. Now on that stream, you are computing for each object. Please print it. So if you have stream as a return type and for each works on your stream, though can't you make it in one single line? So yes, this particular also returns a stream. After filtering out, what you get is also a stream, and for each also works on a stream. So once you create a stream, you can filter it out. You can then, after filtering for each thing, you can print it out. As simple as that. Filter is clear, I hope, for you. Now let me go to the back to the diagram. For configuration of a stream, after creating a stream, we have filtered the stream. Now what is map? So let me give you a demonstration for the map and with some theory. So how to map the stream objects? What if we don't want to filter out? What if my task is not to filter out or reduce the number of objects by reducing the numbers, like filter out only even numbers or filter out only odd? I don't want to filter out. I want to make sure that, like, if I have a stream, I want to square every value in that stream only. So I have 2, 15 and 10. I need 4, 15 ka square and 10 ka square. So how can you do that? You cannot do that with filtering out. You don't want to filter. You just want to map each object, every single object, to a new object, and the value is, or the operation is, square it, please. Then you can't use filter. You have to map it. So if we want to create a new object against each existing object based on some function, please go for map. So let me give you an example. Now suppose I have 15, 25 and 52. I can't tell you what is the square of 52 right now, but if you have an array list, please create a stream here. And once you have created a stream, please map each and every object with its square. So what lambda expression you can use? You can use I into I, which is a squaring function, right? So when I try to map each of these, when I will get a new stream, this new stream S will have a mapped object where 15 is mapped to square of 15, 25 mapped to square of 25, that is 625, square of 52, I don't know what it is, but it is mapped and is available in the stream object. Now for each object, please print so that I can see whether it is created perfectly or not. So yes, 15 is mapped to 225. This is mapped to I into I, that is 625, and this is mapped to some 2704, which is a square of 52. So this is as simple as that. Please give me a array list. Please create a stream. On that stream, please map each object of that stream to its squared value and put it into another stream. Now for that stream, for each object present here, please print it out to me. Now it is again 2 statements. I hope you can make it to 1. If you want, I will create it for you quickly. I'm just actually creating a stream. On that stream, I'm mapping, and for each mapping, I'm putting a for each value that please print it out to me so that I can see whether I've created it perfectly or not. Simple. And I'm going to comment it for you, and I'm expecting the same output again. So let me quickly run it. Yes, I have the same output. So all those things which you could have done in creating multiple methods, like what we have created here, right? Stream demo, what we could have done for creating a squaring of a digit, we have created a square method. We have created a new array list for each element. If I don't have if condition, what I would have done, I into I, and then putting that I into the new array list, returning that, getting here, and then printing. All these things are actually reduced to one line. What is that one line? This is one line for doing all those things. So this is how, since starting, I'm saying Java 8 came into your life just to make your life easy. This is as easy as it seems. So it seems to be difficult to first write it, but if you practice with me, it becomes a particular practice for your work. So even I am an IT professional, even I am happy to use this in my everyday life, and things are actually easy for me. So please practice this with me, and you will for sure reach to the way how I am actually coding. This is as easy as that. Now, what is the difference between filter and map? So the last thing I want to cover in this thing is, what is the difference between filter and map? I've given you an example of filter also. I've given a map example also. You can see that while filtering out things, you can see that I have reduced my numbers. So if I run this again for you, my initial list contains three things, but now I've filtered out only those which are even. So my new list contains only one. While in case of map, the number of elements remains the same. I have 3, the output is again 3. It's just mapping each with a new element, which is I into I or nothing else, or I divide by 2, or I anything, but the number of operation can be anything, but the number of elements remains the same. So if you want to fetch or filter objects from a collection, like filter only even numbers from array list of the collection, please use filter for configuring your stream. So this is filter and map, these both are nothing but a configuration of stream. Now if you want to perform some operations on your object for each, and then create another mapped object with a different value after performing that operation, please go for map. That is, filtering out, fetching only required object, go for filter. If you want to perform some operation on each object of the collection and create another object and put it into another stream, then go for mapping. For example, please create a squared object for each element of a collection, go for map. In filter, because of filtering, number of objects is reduced. That is, we had 3 objects. Now after filtering, we have only one object, which is 52. So number is reduced in the original list. While in map, the same number of objects are there in both original and new list. So in case of map, there were 3 objects, there are 3 objects. So nothing but a significantly another object is created and mapped to a stream, and you get it as a new stream, and then you print it. Simple. So this is creating a stream, map also creating another stream, and on that stream you are using the for each method to process that. So this is creating. So please understand, this much is creating, this much is configuration. You are configuring your stream to have something new or to filtering out. After processing, you have to do some, after configuration, you need to do some processing. So this is processing. Understand, this is creation, this is configuration, this is processing. Do you get it? Clear to it? This is creation, this is configuring. Configuring is done in 2 ways. I'll give you one demonstration using diagram itself. Stream, creation of stream, array list dot stream, creation of stream. You can do configuration and processing. Configuration is done using filter and map. This is configuration. After configuration only you can process. So how do you process? We have 5 ways to process your streams. So what are those 5 ways? I'll give you a brief thing. For processing of stream, you just need these many things. So currently we have used for each because we want to always print it. So we have, but there are multiple ways to process your stream. Say suppose you want to collect, you want to count, you want to sort, you want to find min max, you want to map it to array, you want to find off, you want to, this is a very different thing. I'll be covering this in the next interview questions video for you. So till now we have covered how to create a stream, how to configure a stream using map and filter. Now in the next video we are going to see how to process it, but we have already covered for each. So this is going to be a very simpler thing for the next video for you. We are going to use the for each, and all we are going to see as a demonstration here. So let's meet in the next video. Thank you.